Everybody already knows about this drama at this point, okay? So I don't even know if there's any need for an introduction, but I'm gonna give one anyway, okay? Ab and Preach are political drama and societal commentators or whatever. They cover from everything, to be honest. They once had a bridge with Destiny, but that broke after Steven's lawsuit came out. But regardless, ironically enough, you know, for the same thing that Steven was accused of, Abba was accused of basically the same thing, being like being a person, being a guy who around and doesn't take responsibility and in the end like is just tangled up in this web of lies. Okay, now with that being said, it seems like the accuser of Abba does seem to be a liar. Okay, like this person does seem to be a liar, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because Abba always plays the high horse, right? He always gets on his high horse and goes like, well, you know, Steven, this is what happens when you like around all the time with women and you live this kind of lifestyle. Well, you know, these are the kinds of the consequences. Okay, but with that being said, it's not like they have the exact same lifestyle, just maybe because I don't think Abba around. Like I think this was specifically a monogamy relationship kind of thing. And Steven, like he does around. Okay, I don't know if Abba does much like hookups or something of that sort. Okay, so yeah, let's just take a look. So this is the person that came out against Abba. Okay, for the record, I do think that she is trying to I just don't think this is too credible. Again, the burden of evidence is on her. Okay, the burden of evidence is on her, not on Abba. Okay, like Abba should be by default in the right. Okay, by default he is innocent. Okay, it's on her to show us that there are things to question about here, right? Like when it comes to allegations or Me Too type shit, right?
Hi,
Anyway,
my name
good luck.
is Libby, and I was a girlfriend of Abba from Abba and Preach. We were together for 5 months
I want to see
and
that
involved with
comments.
each other for about 8 months total, but 5 months of that was a serious, committed relationship. I know when someone thinks 5 months, they think what can really happen in 5 months, but I think most would agree the first 5 months of a relationship can feel very intense and be filled with a lot of love.
I'm gonna crash the fuck out. Ain't no fucking about what. Ab
And
and
that
Preach.
means you can feel the opposite of that intensity if things are not aligning or if things are not compatible. I'm going to be talking about a pregnancy in which Abba ultimately walked away
3 weeks
from.
ago. Shut
And
up.
I'm going to be talking about the difficulties and the emotionally harmful interactions I've had with Abba. I want to acknowledge something up front, and that is I know exactly who
I
I'm
went to
speaking about.
Zamrak at 1000.
I know exactly who Abba is. Abba is articulate. He is persuasive and he is calculated.
Articulate, calculate, and I'm sorry. I don't know about that one, man. It's just okay. All right, man. Okay, we'll see.
Abba is the king of receipts. And anyone who really knows Abba would not willingly put themselves in the position I'm putting myself in right now, unless their experience was significant enough to speak on. I'm not here to cause spectacle. This is all informational, and I'll just leave it up for interpretation. I met Abba July of 2025, last year, and it was really fun, and it was really interesting, and it was honestly full of love. 4 months into the relationship, I start to see incompatibilities and inconsistencies that made me question the relationship and started to make me feel doubt. Ironically, as I started to feel those,
Because I saw this when I was watching Destiny watch this, but like, is there like a fucking workshop in the background? Like, does she live next to like a fucking woodworking factory? What's going on here?
doubts, I found out I was
What
pregnant.
is going on, bro?
I was very nervous, but I knew I wanted to keep the child. I told Abba about the pregnancy, and he was actually very supportive. He was very excited. He always talked about how much he wanted children, and
Pause.
he said he was sure about the pregnancy, and he said that he was always very sure about me. I, however, did not feel sure
What the
about
fuck happened
Abba.
then?
Like I had mentioned, I
Can't you like wait until another time to like record this video? I feel like was it just like re-recorded? Just why do you have? You might as well have a fire alarm in the background, man. You might as well have a fire alarm. She's pretty hot, not gonna lie. Yeah, you know what? Abba has good taste in women. Okay, fair enough. But like, I'm just be real, man. Just please, just find another. No, he doesn't have good taste in women. She's crazy. Never mind. Okay, it's always the pretty girls. It's always the pretty girls. Okay, if pretty girls are so cool, why do they always end up me tooing you? Okay, boom, got him.
started to see some core
Is the contractors tearing down the baby room? Now that's crazy. You better take that back right now.
fundamental differences with our values, our lifestyle, and
I almost find her face masculine, like a stone statue. Bro, what are you? Bro, okay, so some of the most hottest, I'm sorry, but some of the most hottest women have a little bit of masculinity, okay? All right? Would you rather want like a totally feministic woman, like a church girl, or do you want a fun-loving city girl, okay? Who likes to give you a little bit of lip, okay? Exactly, okay? Yeah, one is clearly more masculine than the other, but one is more fun than the other, okay? Yeah, don't be a retard.
Especially how Abba handled things emotionally and how he handled things communicatively. As time goes on during the pregnancy, I still start to I feel even more anxious and more nervous. And I think I start to confuse my anxiousness with being with Abba or moving forward with Abba with my confusion and anxiousness with the pregnancy and if I wanted to continue the pregnancy or not. And terminating the pregnancy was never in the question. It was something I never wanted to do. But as time kept going in the relationship, I still felt like it was pretty rocky. And I talked to Abba and I said, maybe an abortion is something we should do, even if that isn't what I wanted.
You guys know the robot chicken skit where it is the emperor's like throne room and there's like this bunch of like fucking like Mexican contract construction workers in the background just trying to like work on like the fucking throne room construction, and he has like tell them to quiet the fuck down. This is what I'm reminded
At
of.
all. And Abba was not happy with it. Abba was quite disappointed, and he tried to support the decision as much as he could, but you can tell that he was struggling with it a little bit. We make our first appointment.
Okay, wait, so let me get this clear. Okay, so let me get this clear. So you got pregnant, you guys were happy in your honeymoon phase, okay? And then what happened? And then you guys started feeling like there were red flags and you guys felt as though like it wasn't actually going to work out. Is that like, did I get that right? Did I get that right?
For the abortion.
So then obviously there was some hesitancy because you guys both were not like keen on the pregnancy stuff, but you guys started feeling unsure about things, right? Like getting cold feet.
And
Okay.
Abba visits me to
Gotcha.
be there for me, and we don't go through with it that day. And when he leaves, I make another appointment. And
Okay, abortion appointment, right? Just to be very clear, not like a pregnancy doctor checkup shit, right?
I cancel that one. And I think in total I canceled 3 abortion appointments. And I think,
Oh my god. What the? I mean, you're kind of like at this point, you're kind of an asshole for holding up the doctors that are behind the appointment. Like these appointment slots could have gone to someone else. Like I feel like that's just, I don't know, man. That sounds so weird. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but like it's just like I feel like these abortion like appointment slots should have gone to someone else. Like what? You canceled 3 abortion appointments? Okay, man.
maybe I should give it more
What?
time and
Why?
see if my feelings change. And so I set an appointment for after
Oh my god.
the trip I had planned to Montreal.
Bro, if I was the guy that impregnated her, I would be like, dude, I would be sweating my fucking ass out because it would be like, oh, do I have to pay child support or do I not have to? And like swing back and forth like 3 to 4 times. Fuck that, man. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. I'm good.
To visit Abba.
What the fuck? The anxiety must be insane.
I visit Abba in Montreal, and we get into our biggest fight.
Uh-oh.
And this was a real turning point for me. And I know it's hard to imagine Abba upset, but he does get there. And not only does he get there, he goes past the point of the threshold of where anger should stop. Abba resorts to name calling and
but I feel as though like the entire point of anger is that it doesn't stop, right? Like past the threshold of where anger can stop. I don't know. That kind of doesn't really make much sense to me, but
degrading language and resorts to ridicule and mocking, and it does teeter on the emotionally and verbal abusive side, and I hate to put a label on it like that.
What? Okay, all right. I mean, if you say so, but like, I feel like the pregnancy part is probably the most important part. I guess, like I don't know why you're accusing him of abuse when like I feel like the pregnancy. Like, I'm sorry, but like when it comes to like really crazy matters like that, I feel like there's always going to be yelling. There's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be like fighting back and forth. Like I feel like that's always going to be kind of expected in like a really tense situation like that. Like I'm sorry, but I just kind of expect that to happen at this point. Like like fuck me, dude. Whatever, man. It's just that's kind of my expectation or something. I don't know. Like when it comes to matters of like child support or not. Like okay. This is gonna sound really bad to say, but I feel like people should be able to handle a bit of verbal abuse. Okay. Like, obviously, it should probably be grounds for breaking up the relationship. Like, in my opinion, it should be grounds for breaking up the relationship if, like, the argument is not, like, salvageable. But, like, when it comes to, like, really rough couple fights, I think some, like, verbal abuse might actually happen. Okay. Like, calling people names and whatever. And like, yeah, it's probably going to be the end of the relationship. But, like, it's just, like, I don't think that's it's probably the underlying problem. The underlying problem of, like, the actual fight itself probably is a bigger deal, in my opinion, than the fight itself. But I could be wrong. Okay, like, if you start beating your partner, then yeah, you should probably go to prison. But good luck.
That is truly what it felt like. And don't
These motherfuckers who came from households that has zero verbal abuse, they don't get it. I mean, like, maybe because my standards are fucked, because I came from a childhood with so much fucking, like, abuse. And it's horrible. I would never want that on anybody. Okay. Like, I don't think any kind of standard, I don't think any standard should ever match up to that level. Okay. Just so you know. All right. But, like, bro, it's just like, I'm sorry. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I'm being too harsh, man.
take my word for it.
Who knows?
I will be posting examples in this video or the next video. After that trip,
Bro, what the fuck is going on, man?
I realized that I always wanted to keep the child, and it was the relationship that needed to be looked at. And so I canceled that last appointment, and I call Abba.
So you wanted to keep the child, but wait, what? Wait, so you're just saying that you want to baby trap him, right? You want to look. Okay, wait, hold on. Just wait a second, real quick. So you want so you're reconsidering the relationship, but you want to keep the kid. You realize what it sounds like is that you want to baby trap him, right? Like, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you want to baby trap him, right? Am I tripping?
And I tell him, I'm so sorry for the back and forth, but it was never in my values to terminate the pregnancy. I think I'm anxious about us, and I think it's better if we co-parent. And I was thinking about,
Fuck no. If the relationship is not going to work out, then fuck no. Then fuck no, dude. Bro, wait, what? Fuck that. So what kind of environment are you, like putting your kids in? Like, shouldn't you be concerned about the kids, not about, like, your, like, I just, like, bro, I'm sorry, but like, it's not really an ideal environment to not have, like, the parents together. I'm sorry. Like, that's gonna sound a little conservative, and I understand that, but, like, that's not an ideal environment to have, like, a child. I feel like if you're gonna have a child, you should probably make sure it's, like, the absolute, like, ideal environment. No? Wasn't a test strip she posted from Google Images? Was it? Oh, well, we'll see. Okay, but, like, dude, what the hell?
the kind of environment I would like to raise my child in, and everything like that. So Abba's really upset, and we hang up, and he tells me to.
Co-parent is insane, though. You cannot put that expectation on anybody, and you know that. Co-parenting? Really? Co-parent. Fuck that, man. Fuck that, man. Fuck that, man.
Get the abortion.
Fuck that,
And
man.
he tells me,
Oh, Jesus. Oh, she
I
has
don't
a
have
lot of
anything to say,
screenshots.
just get the abortion, and I'll wait for the abortion updates. And I said, I will consider keeping you. Oh, sorry, I say, I will keep you updated. I will consider what you said
What?
over the phone.
Keeping
about
what?
the abortion. My values were to ultimately not get it. And he said, just so we're clear, if you change your mind for the 10th time, I will not be involved. And then I kind of snap back a little bit, and I'm like, then don't be. And then he blocks me, and he blocks me for an entire day. And I'm so sorry for the construction in the background. I have to make sure.
What? I thought the video wasn't there anymore. Okay, wait. Are you still around, B? I'm gonna quickly react to this then. 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay. We'll go 5 minutes here. Wait. Actually, no. We'll finish this segment first, and then we'll go 5 minutes there. Okay. All right.
To speak loud. Sorry about that. I said, hey,
I didn't know
to
it
talk
was
to you
still
about
up.
the baby. I'm still blocked, and I tell my cousin to message him to unblock me, and he says, hey, I unblocked you for a second to say stop contacting me, regardless of what you choose. I will never decide to keep in contact with you. You're not my responsibility. Now don't reach out to me again. And then if you guys are reading this, I'll mention what's going on here in a minute. But I said, why did you block me after you
Bro, not the MacBook.
wanted updates? He says, because I don't want updates.
It's kind of cooked, man.
Sorry I wasn't clear, so I'll be clear. I don't want to ever hear from you again. He says, keep it or don't. I don't need updates. If you do this solo, good luck. If you don't keep it, great. And then he blocks me again. And I am so exhausted at this point on how Abba handles conflict and how he resorts to.
Bro, we're talking about a child here, man. We're talking about a child here, my man. Or my girl, sorry. But this is no joking matter. Blocking is kind of whack. It is kind of whack, but like I feel like if like a situation like this happens, I feel like it's kind of like I understand why Abba might be crashing out, right? Like I understand why Abba might be crashing out because his brain shuts down every single time he talks to her. So it's like, yeah, it would make sense like why he is like crashing out like that. But I think blocking is like the worst. Is like the least of the worst of like what is going on here. Like sure, maybe like he could have better communication skills. I agree with that, but like I don't know, man.
Shutting down and avoidance and stonewalling, and especially at a time that is very critical and sensitive. I just want to show you.
Like I would probably be like, contact me when you've made up your mind, okay? Like it would make sense that for peace of mind, he doesn't want to like handle this like back and forth, right? Because this back and forth is a lot. Like you're deciding whether or not like he's gonna pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in child support or not. Like maybe millions of dollars in child support. That's very traumatizing for a man, right? The anxiety, right? The anxiety of like the prospect of paying like 25% of your income out to child support or some shit, right? And he probably makes a lot of money. So it's like we're talking about like millions of dollars. Yeah, like the prospect of that probably is like fucking bothersome. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like I may or may not pay like a fraction of my income for the next 18 years to you. Yeah, I would block her too. I would not be able to emotionally handle that. Fuck that.
So this kind of will show you an example of
somebody with anxiety issues.
Abba's volatility.
It'll be too much.
I think within the span of 4 months of our relationship, I think I was blocked like 100.
I like if if somebody is about to have a child or some shit because of me, okay, like I think I think the other people's feelings like is gonna be like the least of my worries. Like I'm just not gonna give a fuck about it. I'm be real.
And I typed in the word block in my.
Oh no! Eat the baby! Eat the fetus! Eat us the fetus!
For my messages. And the first time he blocked me was in August, the beginning of August, and I think we met in the middle of July. And this was just 3 weeks after we met. And so then he blocks me again at the end of August, and then a few times in September, and then October and November and December. And anytime that you see the word blocked on my end, I'm just telling him like, hey, can you unblock me? You still have me blocked from Instagram or something. And that doesn't stop there.
Lady, you sound like a psycho. Lady, you sound like a psycho, okay? He blocked you because he doesn't want to talk to you, okay? Like, girl, he doesn't want to talk to you. You sound like a psycho. I'm sorry. They met in July. He blocked her in August and then she got pregnant. I don't find like this sounds like an insane lady. She sounds like an insane lady. I'm sorry. She sounds crazy. All right? Like, damn.
I now type in the word blocking, which is different from blocked.
Like, okay. If I was somebody looking at this from the outside, I would probably think this, okay? I would probably be like, I don't think you're actually pregnant. I think you're using the pregnancy as an excuse to get his attention again. Because you can't handle life without him because of probably codependency, like BBD issues. So you're lying about you being pregnant. So then you just want him back, okay? That's like anything to get him to be close to you again, including lying about a pregnancy, okay? Like that would be my guess, okay? That would be my guess, all right? Otherwise, why would she cancel all of these abortion appointments? Like, that's insane. Well, you canceled like 4 abortion appointments? These could have gone to people who are actually pregnant. Why are you wasting the doctor's time like this? You're evil.
But I still have a bunch of where he's like, I'm blocking you here. And I put blocking here because I didn't block him here. I was telling him like, hey, you keep blocking. And yeah, so now I'm blocked. And I'm upset. I am 9 weeks pregnant. I'm feeling emotional.
What? You were 9 months pregnant? Did you say 9 months? Wait, what? You better stand up right now. I gotta see your belly, okay? Did you say 9 months pregnant? I couldn't have imagined that, right? Like, there's no way she didn't.
I'm hormonal. And I now type in the word blocking, which is different from blocked, but I still have a bunch of where he's like, I'm blocking you here. And I put blocking here because I didn't block him here. I was telling him like, hey, you keep blocking. And yeah, so now I'm blocked and I'm upset. I am 9 weeks pregnant. I'm feeling
9 months pregnant? So are you saying like you guys have been litigating this over like 8 months? You guys never found out? Like you never found out you were pregnant? Like what is going on here? Like what's happening right now? Were you guys even together for 9 months? What are you saying? What are you saying?
emotional, I'm hormonal, all these changes. And I don't want to blame it on that specifically because I knew
9
that I was also
months?
exhausted from the dynamic of Abba and I. And so this is a blemish on my part in all of this. But I pretend to send a screenshot of Abba's message saying that he doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. I pretend to send it to
Yeah, no shit. Me neither. What the fuck?
Myron
Get me
Gaines.
out of here.
And I never
Fuck
do it.
no.
And I never did do it.
Good.
That was just to like, I was fighting back a little bit. But again, I never did it. And I also messaged the Abin Breach page. And I tell him this. I'm not going to read it, but I'll leave.
You your fucking official page? What is happening, man? Like, she makes no sense, man. She makes no sense,
it up
man.
here so you guys can view and pause if you'd like. And
This lady talking crazy talk.
Hey, blackmailer, stop reaching out. And Abba gets very upset because now Preach sees these messages and now Preach knows Abba's girlfriend is pregnant.
Fuck?
Now Preach knows Abba's girlfriend is pregnant. And Abba calls me at some point, and this is just another example of how Abba does talk to me when he does get upset. So I don't answer because I'm trying to get something to eat.
Some men thirst for years while some are literally drowning. I mean, maybe incels were right. Maybe 80% of women do go to the top 20% of men. Okay, maybe they were right.
Hungry, and I'm like sick. I'm in my first trimester, and I don't answer. And he says, I don't care, bye, blocked. I'm trying to eat. Hey, I was really trying to get something to eat. I haven't eaten.
First trimester, so 6 months ago? Because you said you were 9 months pregnant now. Wait, if you're 9 months pregnant, then like 6 months ago? Like, I'm so confused. 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 I'm so confused.
He says, parasite, I don't care. Eat, shit, sleep. I want my peace back. I want you gone, so hurry up. You made 9 accounts harassing me and blackmailing. So he's talking about my cousin reaching out and sending him messages, and I finally he calls again, and we finally get on a phone call.
Looking forward to the Foodshops take. Bro, her story doesn't even make sense. She said she was 9 months pregnant. She said she was 9 months pregnant. Okay, listen, if she stands up and it shows that her belly is fat, if her belly is fat, listen to me, okay? Listen. If her belly is fat, I will take it all back, okay? If she stands up and her belly is like round, then I'll be like that, okay? Like I'll do a double take. I'll be like, I'll like that would be my reaction. But right now my reaction is more like,
the American people are tired of women.
This is the most brutal phone call, and it does reflect everything that I had mentioned before, that it was verbal and emotionally abusive and contain a lot of dehumanizing language and degrading language. And I actually had the phone call.
I use the soundboard. I use the soundboard rarely enough, so then it stays funny. People overuse their soundboards, man. What can I say?
Right here.
Oh, wow.
But I cannot play it because Abba can file legal action against me. And in this phone call, he also says,
"What? You cut us off the content? No!
I will never meet the baby."
When is the time cut off for an abortion? Definitely before 9 months. What? 9 months is crazy. That's 36 weeks, bro. Usually the cutoff for an abortion is like probably like maximum like 30 weeks, maybe 40 weeks. If you're lucky, I don't fucking know. Like, no, like, dude, I don't know. Like, even in California, even it's just, what are we on? Like, because at some point, even abortion becomes dangerous at some point.
I will never look at the baby in the face. I will never know its name. And if I do,
what if they're downs? I mean, you'll probably find out they're downs before that time has passed.
I will make sure to tell.
It will be pretty obvious.
Their mother was.
Like, you would be missing your period, and things will be very obvious that you're pregnant. Like, at that point, like, I'm sorry. Like, at some point, you don't even need a pregnancy test to like check whether or not you're pregnant. Yeah, it's pretty obvious at some point.
And he says that he will make sure he's never a part of the baby's life. And I know you can't picture Abba saying this, But he does say it. And
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of based.
after that, I never hear from Abba again. 3 days go by.
You know what ABBA is trying to do? So, this actually brings me to my next topic, black men, okay? So hear me out. Okay, stop.
And I am desperate to talk to him. And I contact Preach through Instagram, and Preach doesn't want anything to do with it, which is understandable. And I just kind of leave it alone after that.
No place to pause,
Week 1
shush.
goes by, and I don't hear anything from Abba. Week 2 goes by, I don't hear anything from Abba. And then now we're at week 3. And I know that 3 weeks doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're trying to figure out a situation,
This timeline doesn't make
critical as
sense.
this one, and
Like, none of this timeline makes sense. You're currently 9 months pregnant. You're talking about the point in which, like, I can't figure out, like, I'm trying to figure out the timeline in my head. But, like, even the timeline in my head is, like, it just makes no sense.
and you're so desperate to talk to the father of the baby. 3 weeks felt like a very long time. And week 4 comes up, and I now have to make a decision. And I have to make a decision based off
Week
what the
4?
reality is. The reality is that Abba completely left me for dead. And Abba walked out on the pregnancy.
Dead?
And he
Pregnancy is one of the most devastating things a human could experience. Indeed, you have to be careful because the woman that you're with could be baby trapping you. Of course, unless you're Saro Gojo. That's enough. Stop.
from this entire thing.
Okay, not funny.
And he doesn't want anything to do with the baby, and he doesn't want anything to do with me, and I make the hardest decision I ever had to make. And it was a very painful decision, but I end up having the abortion. And
Wait, so when you said 9 months, it's not actually 9 months, right? Like,
I grieved very hard. And I was also grieving
okay.
the relationship with Abba. I knew that I
Wait, so she misspoke, right? She said 9 months. She said 9 months. So wait, that was a misspeak, right? I'll give her that. I'll give her that charity, okay? I'll give her that charity at the very least. Because that seems like a misspeak.
found all of these incompatibilities, but I did still love him a lot.
Her desktop irritates me. Well, this is a normie desktop, okay? Like, it's a normie desktop. People don't even have PCs if
And
they're normies.
I was feeling very lost, and truly some of my darkest days. And I think Abba will never get a hold of me again, and he really doesn't care to reach out, but he does. So a week after the abortion, I hear from him on Instagram. And this is what he says. He says, "For me to plan things, I need clarity on a few things, whether you intend to continue the pregnancy and what level of involvement you foresee for me. I should be clear that I still have no plans to co-parent. I'm not messaging to discuss the relationship or here to argue, just the above." And he is messaging me a lot, and it's because I'm not responding to him. And one thing I realized about Abba is Abba thinks a certain way. Abba also likes things done a certain way. And if things are not followed through in the way that he wants, you will see a reaction from him. And this is one of those times, like, I'm not responding, and he
Oh my
is
god, I fucking
insulting
messed
me,
up.
saying I'm doing all these things, and I'm not, doing
Fucking
these things.
hell.
I'm like, I'm not going to engage with this type of communication, but he does lash out. And I thought about the pregnancy, and I thought, Abba never cared about the child. He only cared about, this dream that he had. But that's not really how it works. We both have this responsibility, and I didn't do it the way
I'm not reading Gen Chat. Well, now I'm looking at Gen Chat, but like,
I didn't do it the way he pictured it. And I can understand that also, but this is so far removed from what he would support on his channel and promote on his channel. And so I said, I left you alone since I reached out to Preach a month ago. And he's saying, like, no, you're like still calling me, and I'm still trying to reach him. I said, no, I never called you. I said, I've left you alone since like my last contact with Preach. I said you didn't want anything to do with the baby. I said, okay. I said, I'm not going to engage in this kind of communication, Abbas, because he keeps messaging me. And he said,
looking Gen right now? I'm not. What? This better be important. Okay, I
"Is
don't
this
know
a
why you
okay
posted
liar
that.
thing?"
Okay,
Remember,
thanks.
I said that Abba can act in a way of like mocking and ridicule and a little sometimes immature, but I said,
Mocking, ridicule, and immature. Like, I don't think these are like the biggest concerns when it comes to like coming out with allegations against someone.
and that's what you wanted. You didn't want anything to do with the baby.
She's a Bene Gesserit. All she did was will the fetus back into sperm and eggs. So sad. Can they do that?
And to this
That sounds
day,
so crazy.
Abba feels extremely
What a weird universe.
justified with leaving the pregnancy. This is one of our last messages. This was about a month ago.
Well, I mean, like, you probably came off as crazy, and you probably are crazy. Like, I'm sorry.
And there was a little tension in this conversation, and we were going back and forth a bit, and I said, you still haven't apologized for abandoning me and our baby. I only apologized. And he said, it's because it's your fault. You cut me out of the relationship and the fatherhood. I'm saying, I have to go now, okay? And he said,
I mean, like, Abba was probably heartbroken, like, if anything, because he also wanted a child, right? And he was probably in love with the woman at the time, so, like, he probably thought that, oh wow, this is gonna be epic, right? But for the record, like, weren't they, like, less than a year in? Like, why the fuck would you ever decide to have a child with dude, oh my god. Why would you ever decide to have a child with someone, like, less than a year in? Is Abba stupid? What are the chances someone else's? It probably is Abba's, but, like, dude, like, why the fuck would you want, like, a year in? Why would you make that decision? It just makes no sense. It's such a stupid decision. Like, that's way too early. Am I the only person who believes in slow burn relationships? Am I literally the only person who believes in slow burns? Like, I don't think I could pull out though. Okay, I'm gonna unread that. Okay, sorry. What'd you say?
I've always believed that it was your fault. I said it was a responsibility that was both of ours. And I said I needed more security from you. And he said that you didn't want the baby. And he's talking about when I was going back and forth from before the Montreal trip. And when I realized, this relationship is probably not sustainable. And this is something I am.
Wait, dude, you sound insane. You're the one who broke up with him, okay? You're the one who broke up with him, but you still want to have the child. You sound like you just don't want Abba. You just want his baby, right? Like assuming okay. Because I think she's lying about the pregnancy, but assuming that she is pregnant, okay? Assuming that she was pregnant, that just comes off to like you used him as a surrogate. You used him as a surrogate father. That's essentially what you did. You used him like a tool. Like that's so dehumanizing. That's so dehumanizing, right? Now a child is gonna grow up without a father, right? Or is it co-parenting or some shit? But like, even if it's co-parenting, it's still not gonna be exactly the highest quality type shit. That's insane.
I'm still healing from, and something I think about often, and I'm still grieving. And I do feel like it was wrong, and I did feel like it was wrong at the time, but after some time
so the 9 months was definitely a misspeak, right?
I really think that
9 months is crazy.
This wasn't the way it should have gone, and I'll be posting.
Wait, how should have gone? You realize, like, no sane man would ever agree to this, right? Like, I'm talking about even from people who want to become parents, even from men who actually want to become parents, there's absolutely no shot they would agree to raising a child while being split away from the mother. Like, what? That's such a crazy, like, what are we talking about, man? Like, what are we on about? This is not a regular expectation. Like, this expectation makes no sense.
More examples of my interaction with Abba and the dynamic and this repetitive cycle I experienced with him. So yeah, thanks for watching.
And that's not even talking about the child support, by the way. Okay, like that's like I haven't even touched on child support, like cash or whatever. Actually, I don't know how Canada works. I don't know how Canada works, so I shouldn't comment on it. But like, yeah, it's just that's so insane. That's so insane. Like, people like this make women look so bad. Why would you do this? You make women look so bad. Look how happy he is with you. You broke up with him, and then you want to have his kid after you were found out to be pregnant. What? That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk, man. Like, you're insane.